Alright, what's up guys? So I'm back. Had to go to the store real quick. I got the hose clamps for the throttle body to intercooler. And I also got some anti-seize, and I got a big tube of it. That way I have it forever. And I don't have to run and get those stupid little packets. And this was only like $3. Those little packets are like $1, so. Okay guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of anti-seize on the O2 sensor. So on this, you don't have to put too much. Just make sure you know it's right, nice and in the threads, but you don't want it leaking obviously on the onto the O2 sensor itself. So I put a little bit in there, and now I'm going to thread this into the bung, and we'll get that tightened down, and then we can get this downpipe installed into the car. Roll down underneath the car. Oops, my little gasket popped off. So the downpipe gasket, I just left the stock one on there. I guess I'll put that on there at the end. I just left the stock one on there for now. Let's see how easily this thing goes up in here. So, because I'm probably going to be changing this thing out when I go for an oil change or something like that, or a tune at the dealership. So, go ahead and get this on here. We'll just kind of try to get it onto the studs real quick. Well, this goes up in here really easily, so that's very nice. So, right on the studs. This is how easy that little clamp is. Watch. Boom. Downpipe's pretty much in. I mean, that's damn quick. So I'm gonna put a little bit of anti-seize on this bolt. This one was a real pain in the ass. I think just because of you know how hot it gets. Obviously, just because it's on the downpipe. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So I'll put a tad bit of that on there, just for shits and goodins. And then I'm gonna go ahead and bolt the downpipe on to the turbo. Okay guys, so again, I'm just gonna go ahead and install, just put a little bit of this anti-seize on the bolt. That way we make sure that this thing does not lock up. So you're gonna do that to each one of your bolts and just go ahead and feed them through. Now I did kind of tighten it down underneath there. I probably should not have done that yet, just because it looks like it's a little bit off. So make sure to just kind of keep it loose, I guess, because this thing looks like it's going to need to move around to get into its correct position. So that was a bad move on me. But anyways, so make sure to get those studs. So just take a little bit of the anti-seize and just get it right down there on the threads. So I loosened that little flange down there at the bottom. And then when I went down there, I also plugged in the O2 sensor. Don't forget to do that. I mean, it's not that easy to forget, but you could possibly forget it. And that's definitely something that you're gonna need on your car. So please do not forget to do that. And also do not forget the anti-seize, like I've said multiple times. That's why I made that extra run to the store. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and torque down all those bolts. We'll be finished with this part. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys just how well that hairspray trick works. So I put that on there with this, and the hose is completely shut. And look at that, that thing is on there tight, and it does come off, you know, but it's definitely was on there solidly, so that was really nice. All right, so I went ahead and tightened down that hose clamp, and then I put on the other hose clamp facing upward, closest to me. So now I'm gonna go ahead and reinstall the intercooler. Now this Mishimoto hose, it's kind of a pain to get on there. I'm not joking around with that, but that is a good thing, because once you do get it on there, that means it's gonna stay on there. So, and that's why we're putting this on. We don't want any grease. So you want to work this, I mean, until you can get it fully over the little seat that it has, and it might take you a bit. All right, so I got it in there, and I gotta tell you guys, like, that was actually a real pain in the ass. I actually think getting that thing stuck in there is literally harder than doing this downpipe that I'm doing at the same time. But anyways, I think it's gonna be a really good fix. I mean, I don't even think you have to have that clamp on, and that thing's gonna seal pretty damn good. I mean, I'm just saying that, but you know, obviously you want it clamped down. but this is so much better, so much tighter. So I'm gonna go ahead and remount everything up and get everything put back together. So you're gonna wanna go ahead and reinstall these 2 bolts right here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and line those up and just hand tighten those down. Get those installed. This is your turbo outlet, so be very careful threading these in. Because if you strip this out, you know, you're gonna have to tap it, or you're looking at buying a new turbo possibly, which you might want to do, but not for this reason, right guys? And now let's reinstall the bracket. That is just gonna go up under here. Again, that holds this hose right here, and it also holds the bottom part of the intercooler. So you just go ahead, mount this up, just hand thread these bolts in again, because these are into your intake manifold, and you don't want to strip them out either. They are a brass insert, so not easily fixable. You want to go ahead, this looks like it popped around here, reinstall this, put that on there, put this recirc hose back on a second here, and that's just gonna go on there. And we'll get our pliers real quick. So again, I'm just using lineman pliers. These seem to work really well for most squeezing things. All right, so that's on there. We're gonna go ahead and, you know, just re-torque all these bolts down, and then you'll be ready to go. All right, guys. So the moment of truth. I'm going to re-flash and change maps real quick. I'm gonna go to stage 2. Yep. Just a regular map. We're gonna go ahead and flash it to this. And then once this is done, I'm gonna start up the car. I actually have the exhaust disconnected right now because I wanted to, I always like to start up the car without exhaust. It's always fun. And I won't run it that long, that way I can just re-hook it up real quick. But I think it'll sound like a beast. Let it do all its check lights, and let's see if it'll start the first try. Oh yeah. Sounds beastly right now. Alright, so that sounds pretty sick, so I'm gonna go ahead and install the exhaust real quick. That way I don't get it all heated up, and then I'll let this thing warm up and we'll take it on a pull. Stage 2, cold start. So I'm gonna go over my first impressions on Cobb Stage 2. So the other night I was trying to get my first impressions right after I did the install, and unfortunately my video card ran out of memory. So I kind of had a clip from that, but it was only like a minute long and I didn't really get to get into detail, and it kind of cut out right before that. So this is gonna be kind of my second impressions, I guess. I basically had the Cobb Stage 2 on the car for about a week now. Yeah, it's been 1 week exactly. Last Thursday I installed it after work, and that's the video that you're watching now. So today is Thursday. So overall, when I first jumped into the car, the first initial thing that I felt was the gas was a lot less touchy, meaning you had to give the car a little bit more gas from down low. So I wouldn't say that the first little, the first little increments of the throttle that you give, you kind of got to give it a little bit more gas, but it's very smooth down low. So what I mean is it's basically not as jumpy, I guess. And that fog that you get with stage 1 or with stock, right, when you're down low in the 1500 to 2000 range, when you're letting out the clutch, if you let it out a little bit too quick, you kind of get that dip. A lot of that just really goes away. Not necessarily that it goes away that the dip is gone, but the torque curve pulls you right out right away. So you're not getting a bog like normal, where you got to wait till about 2500, 3000 RPM before the torque starts taking over and the turbo starts spooling up. So overall, you spool up a lot quicker down low. So that's really nice. The first thing I initially noticed was the sound. The sound is a lot. I guess it's a little deeper. It is louder when you're revving it. When it's at idle, you don't really notice a difference, but when you are doing a pull, it sounds a lot better, in my opinion. If you watch the video I have a comparison of Cobb Stage 1 with the stock downpipe to Cobb Stage 2 with the aftermarket downpipe, with the Cobb downpipe, and you can really tell a difference. It sounds a little bit raspy with the SPT exhaust on the video, but I'm going to tell you, in real life, it sounds awesome. I mean, it might have just been over-modulating my microphone just a tad, so you get a little bit of that rasp when it's deaccelerating, when it's revving up, and then it's decelerating down. So, but overall, I mean, the car sounds really good, and that's mostly it sounding like that because there's no resonator on the SPT. So here is a highway patrol that I'm passing right now, so that's always fun. This guy's just hanging out. Hopefully he doesn't cruise out behind me. I don't need that run in. Normally this is a metered light, but it's not metered right now. Well, I was going to do a quick pull onto the freeway, but obviously that's not going to happen. Especially because this guy in front of me is driving about 55 miles an hour, merging onto the freeway, which is very safe. Anyways, so yeah, the mid-range torque is amazing. You're cracking it maybe a quarter throttle or something like that, you're completely feeling it in your seat. You're feeling the torque, you're feeling the pull. You don't have to give it full throttle to get that same experience like you did in the past. It's really, really good. Like I said, I've had it on here a week now. I may or may not have, been next to an STI and been right with them, if you know what I mean. So, and he was stage 1, maybe not. But anyways, so I was right with that guy, so that was cool. Met that guy, got a little bit of info, if that ever happened. It may not have ever happened though. So that was really cool, just knowing that this car is now at STI Cobb Stage 1 level at least, if not quicker. So yeah, so overall I'm loving the feel of it. The gas mileage I'm still averaging around 20 miles per gallon. I've been trying to drive moderately, but I say that, and we all say that in our cars, but we know that we're getting into boost all the time. But when I'm not into, if I drive around without getting into boost at all, I can average about 23 miles to the gallon. Now, after I hit boost 1 or 2 times, it probably drops it down to about 20.9 in PG. And once I'm done with the tank, I'm at around 19.8. So last tank, I got like 279 miles out of it, and I filled it up full tank, which was close to $55. Gas prices are going up again, which is a bummer. But yeah, I mean, overall, it's getting around the same gas mileage that I got before I even did the Cobb tune, and that's just driving style and all that type of stuff. But if you look at the tuner and you set up the fuel mileage gauge, you can actually watch that, and that's the best way if you're looking at the active fuel consumption to get the best miles per gallon. You just want to keep it way up there, not get into boost. Look at the boost. You should always be in negative manifold pressure if you're trying to get the best gas mileage. So overall, the thing is, it's running really clean. Every once in a while, I'll get a fine knock learn of about 1.4, but it learns it out really quick. That's usually when I'm like cracking it open Cobb about and see if they can tweak my tune a little bit, or you know, I might have to do a pro tune soon. So just to maybe get that stuff taken out. But overall, when I'm doing a pull and doing a data log, it feels amazing. It feels really good. All the stuff on there, you know, the final knock learning and the feedback knock, it will be at 0.0. So, and that's on a, you know, a pretty good pull in third gear. It's pretty damn clean. So that's nice. I do not have the heat shield on right now because I have not purchased it yet. There's a crash on the freeway, so that sucks. Someone got rear-ended. I do not have the heat shield on the car at the moment. So before the autocross, which is coming up this weekend, I would really like to get that, but I don't know if that's going to happen. So, I mean, I might have a little bit of heat soak or whatnot, but I'll just try to keep the car off, or, you know, just when I'm stopped after the run, just kind of let it idle for a while and let it cool off the intake temperatures. So, I know that's not obviously the best thing, but hey, it's what I got. It's going to have more power either way, but hopefully it won't, you know, cause any detonation or anything like that. Yeah, the car just sounds really good. It's a little bit more like burbly. You get a little bit more louder. It kind of backfires, not really backfires, but just a louder rumble, I guess you could say, when you're decelerating. Also under load and in between shifts, you get a better burbly, you know, little bit of a slight backfire noise that you kind of got before with the stock downpipe, but not so much, because you had two catalytic converters and now you're at one, you know, high spun, high flow catalytic converter. So obviously doing a catless downpipe would be nice, but you got to do pro tune and you got to deal with boost creep. A little Subi friend right here, going with a fellow guy. Give him a what's up. Oh man. All right, he's in a hatch. Also, didn't really acknowledge me. I don't know what's up with that. Yeah, that's pretty much my impressions on this Cobb Stage 2. I'm loving it. I love the way it feels. I'm hitting target boost at 17.5 psi, so it's hitting target boost and it gets up there quick. So first and second gear, it just rips through those, as well as third gear. So that's pretty damn awesome. It definitely will hit the traction control in first and second gear a lot more. So you have to make sure you turn traction control off, or else you're not getting, you know, the full potential out of the car, just because it's going to cut throttle. So that's always a good sign when your traction control's coming on, letting you know you got more power than before. And that Mishimoto throttle body to intercooler hose, that thing, put that on at the same time. That thing was a pain in the ass to get on because it was just so tight, which is really good, but you have to have it centered perfectly onto the throttle body and tighten down before you put it into the intercooler. So you want to make sure that there's like a little bump in that, and you want to have that pointing down, and the label should be kind of like pointing upwards. Make sure you position that correctly, and then you shouldn't have any troubles. But you just gotta work that thing on there. So yeah, overall guys, really loving it. I'll give you an update. Like I said, this weekend is the autocross, so I will be doing that. So I'll have some sweet footage of that going on, and yeah, just I appreciate everybody commenting on my videos. I try to get back to everyone. There's a lot of good guys on there. You know, and it just makes the channel just really alive. So it's just really cool, and it makes me want to do more videos. So I really appreciate all your comments, guys. So please like or subscribe my video, and I'll keep more coming. All right.